All right, Facebook family again. A little bit of technical difficulties. So I'm going to try to move this to see if it'll change. If we're having some reception issues here. But just let me know if you're out there. Put on there, I guess put on there, what day is it? This is Wednesday. I guess put on a W for Wednesday. Or number one. Well, number one or W for Wednesday. If you can post it so we'll know you're out there. You know we're looking for Facebook Elevate was live. Does that mean we're still live, I hope?
Well, yeah, because you were live and then we have to close it.
Gotcha. So who's out there? You know we have our faithful. So I'm looking for the faithful always. You know who you are. Mother Brenda, my parents, looking for you. Ann, Karen, you guys out there? Wednesday, August 25th. I know it's right at about 7:02, so we're trying to get to Tamika. We're looking for you guys out there. Is anybody out there? So while we're waiting for people to come along, I'm just going to say, really appreciate, you guys. Miss Ann, thanks. Good to see you. Ann is in the house. It's good to see.
She hopes she's feeling better.
Are you feeling better, Miss Ann? Just checking on you. See if you're feeling better. Tamika, good to see you there. Good. Laga Vista. Alex posting Laga Vista. It's always good to see the cities. Every once in a while. Last week we had Florida in the house. That was fun to see. So what we're going to do is I want to do a little shout out to my mom and dad. They partnered with New Day Fellowship Church and did a back to school drive last week. They had over 700 people in attendance, and it was so impactful it made the evening news. So I just want to give a hand clap for actually touching the community like that. Awesome job. Karen, good to see you. Glad you're there. We know College Station is in the house. So today, what we're doing is we're going over the secret weapon to creating winning cultures. And before we do that, we always like to just kind of do our housekeeping stuff, which is basically me saying the same stuff I always say. I'm Curtis Carr, in case you don't know who I am. I got over 30 years experience in leadership, over 15 years experience in training. I'm the founder of E.L.E.V.A.T.E. A little tag is equipping leaders of tomorrow. Hey, Mother Brenda, good to see you. Good to see you. College Station is strong. College Station is strong. That's because of my mama. I don't know if y'all can hear my wife. She said that's because of, and I can see it, the neck thing going like that. I saw it in the side of my eye. So, but basically, the E is for expectations. The L is for leadership. E is for ethics. The V is for vision and attitude. And actually, ethics and vision we do together, because really, ethics is really pulled together because of what the vision is. If your vision is to dig a hole, you're going to get a shovel, and the business ethics is, and we're going to go buy a shovel. So ethics and vision are tied together. We do it together. In the Antoinette Holland, thank you. That's Shay Shay. She says Shay Shay is here. You got to put your city, Shay. You got to represent, because there's nobody right now from the city that you're from. So please put your city. Shay's working overtime. Shay's the James Brown. I guess what do you call it? What's the female word for James? The Jeanette Brown. The Jeanette Brown, working overtime, working hard. So wanted to the V is for vision, the A is for attitude, the T is for temperaments, and the E is for effectiveness. So that's what the business is built on, is basically teaching leadership and how to influence people. But there's other things we do. One thing I wanted to do was my wife designed the shirt, so we wanted to get her to come out to show. And this is where I slide out the way.
Well, you can slide over far.
Oh, I don't have to slide over far, she said. But look at that shirt. See it? She designed it, and I'm going to tell you, look at her, look at her, look at her, look at her. So basically, it just talks about it, the different, what Elevate stands for. So Definitely like the shirt. She designed it, and there's a story behind it. I didn't think it would look right with all those letters in the front, but I've been proven wrong again.
See, I told you, Mom said she wants one.
Mama Brenda in the house. Miss Mother Brenda says she wants one, so you know you get one. That's how that works. Josh from Coral Springs. You know, I wrote on my list I was gonna call you. I'm definitely gonna give me within 40 hours, Josh. I'm gonna call you. Just on Facebook, Josh. If you can just send me your number, I will call you. I know I probably have your number. That's probably how you got the link. But I'm gonna I don't know, just in case, if you can put it on Facebook, because I would really love to talk to you. Tamika said it was a cool shirt. Thank you, Tamika. So also we have another wonderful surprise. I know you guys are just like, you guys are going to be taken back, but we had, our inboxes were full. People were calling us on the phone saying, hey, we want the jokes again. So the jokes are back by popular demand. We got a couple jokes for you because we want to make the people happy. Okay. So while we're waiting, and Miss Ann says she loves the shirt. Thank you. Love the ones. She also loves the one she got. Hers are a little different. They're baseball tees. So we have a lot of different shirts here, but basically we're giving them as gifts so much for people that have been faithful. So just bear with us. We're going to get to you. And then the jokes back by popular demand. I just got to give the people what they want. That's just what I'm here for. I just got to give the people what they want. So where are the average things manufactured? Where are average things manufactured? Shar, you wanna? The Satisfactory. Really? See that? You know it's funny. You hear that loud outburst?
Oh yeah.
Average things are manufactured at the Satisfactory. Oh! Look at Aunt Stephanie. She said, "Jokes. I want proof of who requested it. Hey, I'll give you proof when I come pick up the products that we got to pick up for Impact Texas. How's that?" So anyway, why doesn't the sun go to college? Why doesn't the sun go to college? Because it has 1,000,000 degrees. It has 1,000,000 degrees. My wife is cracking up over here. So I know back there in internet land, you guys are cracking up. How do you drown a hipster? How? I got Aunt Stephanie. She LOL. Mother Brenda, ha. So hey, Miss Ann, hey, let's see. How do you drown a hipster? Throw him in the mainstream. Throw him in the mainstream. That's how you drown a hipster. You see that outburst? She's replaying over there. What is the astronaut's favorite part on a computer? This is my personal favorite. I don't know. What is the astronaut's favorite part on a computer? The space bar. The space bar. You get it? I never would have thought of that. The space bar. Somebody said the last one was corny. I don't know which one that is because I've already done 4 so far. What do you call a train carrying bubblegum? What do you call a train? A choo-choo train. That's what you...
Yeah, that's easy.
A choo-choo train. So I had to give the people what they want, back by popular demand. If the inboxes get full again, hey, we'll come out with more. But basically, it's also to help us buy some time while everybody gets on. So Miss Ann's definitely said that was funny. The train got a oh my God. So at the end of the day, we're going to go back to just letting you know what we're all about. We come on live once a week on Wednesdays. What are we? We're a consulting agency. Who are we here for? So basically, we're here for 4 groups. The person that wants individual personal development. We have what you call private coachings, and we have platinum coachings. So a platinum is over a 90-day period where we have meetings weekly. The platinum is really for people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. They want to move. They're tired of being in that cycle where things are just going in a circle. That platinum group is also for people that are what some would label in extreme jobs. And you said, well, Curtis, what is extreme jobs? I'm glad you asked. Extreme jobs are basically defined. The Harvard Business Review came out with an article. This is back in 2006 where they coined this term, extreme jobs. And they said basically if you fit 6 of these following categories out of 10, you have an extreme job. One is the workflow is unpredictable. You don't know what you're going to walk into every day. 2 is the work is fast paced and you have to fit tight deadlines. 3, you have a huge scope of responsibility that amounts to more than one person's job. I know some people are like, I got all 3. I'm 3 for 3 right now. 4, I often have to attend work-related events outside of regular work hours. 5, I'm available to clients 24/7. So the phone is ringing, you got to deal with it. 6, you have P&L responsibilities, profit and loss responsibilities. 7, you're responsible for recruiting and mentoring talent. 8, you travel more than 2 days a week on average. 9, you have more than 10 direct reports. This is really the only one I don't have on this one. I mean, I don't know how anybody does it with 10 direct reports. At this point, I got about 4 or 5, but not 10. I would go crazy. I don't even know how they function. And then 10, I must be physically present at my workplace at least 10 hours a day. So that's in those 10 areas. If you have 6 of them, you're considered a person with an extreme job. And that's what that program is for. The Platinum Coaching is for that group too. So the people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, they want to have movement, because the Platinum Coaching is more robust. It's more intense. The assessments are more detailed. The questionnaire, the personal identity audit we do is more intimate. So because we're trying to get you moving, we're trying to get you moving fast. So it's definitely a lot more robust. 2, who we're here for, is for new and existing leaders. People that are trying to make more money and become an impact player in their organization. That's what we're here for. 3, for business owners looking to increase market share and increase sales. You know, we talk about it all the time, my wife and I, about companies where people are just working. They're running, but they might not see the growth they really want, but they're working really hard. At one point, it was a dream for them to start their business. Now it's almost like a nightmare for some people because they're just tired. It's no longer exciting anymore. They have created a job instead of creating a business. So what we do is we try to flip that for them. We get them back to the point where, my aunt is on, Miss Smiley, we call her sister. Thank you for coming on. She put her city down. Thank you. So that's the 3rd. And then the 4th group is leaders or employers that are looking for us to come in and do seminars or like the E.L.E.V.A.T.E program with them. So we come in and we do interactive trainings, and we really try to do eye-opening things that will, like one example. So we have this thing where the leader's job is to be available. So what we do is we take golf balls or tennis balls and we'll call a leader up and we'll say, hey, remember, your job is to be available. That's really what we need you to do. We need you to handle your job, but also to be available. So we start handing them golf balls. And what happens is after a while, they have all these golf balls and then one drops. And we say, you dropped the ball, man. That was a responsibility right there. You dropped the ball. What are you going to do? How do you fix that? And they're looking like, I don't know. Well, the thought process is that what you're supposed to do is when you get those balls, you're supposed to turn around and start handing these balls off and delegate them to the people. So it's just a way to get people to think differently. Don't try to do everything by yourself. The goal is to utilize your team. And one of the hardest things to do is to get people to transition from being just a great worker to a person that is great working through their team. Even though it sounds simple, it's very hard to get people to change because they've been dependent on themselves. It's a whole nother skill set to depend on other people. So that's what we do. That's the groups that we work with. How do we do it? We start off by getting to know you. We want to know you. We cannot help if we don't know who you are. So we do questionnaires and assessments. And those questionnaires and assessments tell us a lot about you. So then when we read them, then we know what we're dealing with. We know what some of the things that are considered challenges, how you look at life. Those assessments are game changers. So then what we have is free strategies for those that are like, hell, I don't know if I want to give that money yet. Let me do a free strategy with you. So we offer a free strategy. But then I talked about the 30-day, which is a private coaching, and the 90-day, which is the platinum coaching. And just to give you an example, because I said last week I would give some examples of some questions. And we're at 7, like this one's going fast. But just an example on the personal identity one for the platinum coaching, it's about 25 questions here, but I'm just going to give a few of them. One of them is, what conditions produce the best version of you? The version of you that competes and gets the highest results. Is it competition? Is it fear of loss? Is it a setback? Is it a victory? Or having someone believe in you? Or is it that you had a point to prove? So you would pick one and say, which conditions produce the best version of you? Another one here is, what do you speak to the most when you are losing? Who do you speak to the most when you're losing? So when things are going bad, you're circling the drain. Who do you speak to the most when you are losing? Another one here is, what type of people annoy you the most and why? That tells a lot about you. I've learned a lot about myself by the people that irritate me. I'm like, man, some of it's just me. I'm like, man, you got that needs to change, Curtis. So what type of people annoy you the most and why? 16, another question here. What qualities and traits do you admire most in others? It says a lot about you when there's certain things you look at and you're like, man, I really admire that. Like my wife, for instance, the one that was modeling, my beautiful wife that was modeling the E.L.E.V.A.T.E shirt. What I admire most about her is her work ethic and her heart. And I should say the heart first. Their heart and her work ethic. And I'm not as how can I say this? This is a hard moment. I'm not as soft and gooey as she is. My wife is very sensitive and she has a real good heart. And to live life raising kids and the challenges and the success she's had, and to still have that kind of heart and to still have that kind of work ethic is very commendable, and I really respect that. And for me, oh, you're welcome. But for me, respect and love have to be up there. Love is not enough for my personality type. Love and respect is very important to me. So it's very, it's for me. That's a game changer for me. All right. Oh, Mother Brenda said, be careful. I know how to be careful. You better believe it. I got to go home. I got to sleep with her tonight. So I know I got to be careful. So anyway, that's what we do. And like I said, we have the ebook, of course, that talks about topics of leadership, overcoming challenges, and having the proper perspective. It'll always be out there. We're probably going to do a promotion here pretty soon. And so what we're going to do is move on to what we're talking about today, which is basically how to create an outstanding culture. One thing I want to say before that is that before we talk about the secret weapon to creating winning cultures, and it's 719, one thing I want to say before that is that we really depend on the comments. Please like and share. This is the area that I'm not good at talking about. Please like and share. Thank you, Miss Ann. Thank you. Please like and share. That's how we get the word out. We've been growing. The follows, the likes, they're really doing well. And the way we do it is by liking and sharing. And I really appreciate if you're able to do that. So what we're going to do is temperaments is really how you create a winning culture. And just so that, because this a temperament, that's a lot of information. There's a lot of information. Temperaments. I'm going to try to give you a quick synopsis of what temperaments is all about. Temperaments is the combination of inborn traits that subconsciously affect all our behavior. These traits, which are passed on by our genes, are based on hereditary factors and arranged at the time of conception. Okay. Sometimes temperament is confused with character and personality. But these are three distinctively different terms. Character is the real you. It is the result of your natural temperament, modified by your childhood training, education, basic attitudes, beliefs, principles, and motivations. It's sometimes referred to as the soul. That's what the character is sometimes referred to. But the personality is the outward expression of oneself, which may or not be the same person's character, depending on how genuine that person is. So you know how it is. You know how we are as people. We can turn it on and turn it off. And when we're turning it on, that's not really the true you. That's your personality coming out. You're choosing to act a certain kind of way. But temperament is what you're born with. And it can be modified. You're not stuck with it. There's no bad temperament. And there's always blends. There's always blends. Nobody's one single temperament. Everybody's blends. So change the terms around. It's actually the terms. I changed the terms around to pusher, perfectionist, passive, and people person. Some might be familiar with sanguine, choleric, melancholy, phlegmatic. That's what we're doing. It's the some consider it the oldest form of kind of like personality, what some people will call personality studies. So it's definitely a game changer. When you understand temperaments, it'll help you, because one thing we have not been shy about, we've talked about, is all about connecting and relationships. So if you can identify temperaments and you can and understand how to identify your own temperament too, so that you can be a better you and understand how to communicate to different people based on their temperament, it helps you in connecting with people, and it helps you tremendously. So I'm going to go through just a couple things here. The history of temperaments. Hippocrates is like the father of it. Then Galen came around. Immanuel Kant came around. And basically, each kind of added their own thing. Galen, when he came around, he created a detailed list of strengths. And then when Immanuel Kant came around, he was very influential in spreading it. So there's a use and abuse, though. You don't, understand that there's no temperament better than the other. We kind of said that. Don't analyze a person's temperament unless it'll help you relate with them better. Because for people, there's no nakedness like psychological nakedness. When you can look at somebody and say boom, 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 and kind of read their mail, it can be whoa. They don't, because people want to hide behind that personality. So you don't want to just analyze people's temperament and show off once you learn this stuff. Don't tell people their temperament unless they ask. Temperament is probably the oldest form of the 13 to 14 personality theories out there. I know there's a lot out there. You got the Myers and Briggs. I know there's one we use at this one company I work for, where they have captains and different terms and stuff like that. But it's a powerful concept. How can learning temperaments be helpful? So we can examine our own strengths and weaknesses and learn how to accentuate our positives and minimize our negatives, because each one has them. And like I said, they're blends. The other thing learning temperaments is helpful is because you can understand other people so that you can better relate with them. All right. How do you identify temperaments? Words, deeds, facial expressions. And what's easy for me is when I'm dealing with people I'm working with, the first thing is easier to see if they're introvert, extrovert, because if you were to go from introvert to extrovert, the introvert would be the perfectionist. That would be the extreme extrovert. That would be the extreme introvert, would be the perfectionist. Then you would move to passive. They're not as much of an introvert, but they're more introvert than extrovert. Then you go to pusher. They're more extrovert than introvert, but the extreme extrovert is the people person. So this is where most of the time when I'm talking to groups is they'll say, hey, I'm a people person. I'm all of them. When you take the test, you'll see you're not all of them. You got a primary and a secondary. And a lot of the confusion is with people person. If you have people skills, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying with people persons are you're motivated by people. You're one of those people that got to be around people. You get energy. You get life from people. So that's what we mean by a people person. So Kai, the 11-year-old, he is a people person. He'll go outside and look for people to play with. He is an extrovert. He has tremendous social skills. He can read rooms. Everybody that sees him likes him. There's other people that I can go over. I don't know if you guys ever look at Jamie Foxx interviews. Extreme. Hey, Dad, good to see you. I gave you a shout out. I don't know if you saw it about the drive, the school drive. So get a chance to look at the replay. Just know that it's there. But Jamie Foxx is a tremendous people person. All you hear is there's always people around him. There's always people around him. So let's not confuse people skills with a people person. A people person would rather, if you come from the old school discipline category, they rather get a spanking than to get grounded, because they want to be outside. They spank me. I want to go play with my friends. So they get their energy. So at the end of the day, that's what I always do. I kind of say, okay, are they introvertish or are they extrovertish? Are they always talking or are they quiet? You kind of go there, you start there, and that's when you start looking at facial expressions. If you always see this thinking look, pondering look, you're talking about a perfectionist. If you always see this guy that's just happy walking around, you're talking about a people person. If you see this guy that's like trying to like he's, kind of pushing his will and, intense, a lot of times that's the pusher. Now they also have percentages. So there's a lot to it. 726, so I can't go to all that, but there's a lot to it. I want to read the strengths for each one of them. The people person, they're compassionate, they're talkative, they're outgoing, they're enthusiastic, they're warm, they're personable, they're friendly, and they're carefree. The pusher, they're strong-willed, they're determined, they're independent, they're optimistic. They feel like they can do anything. I don't need to go over the mountain. I'm going to go straight through the mountain. That's what I'm going to do. You doubt me? Watch me. That's the pusher. They're productive. They're decisive. They're confident. The perfectionists, they're gifted. Their mind just works at another level. They're super analytical. They pick up on things that we normally don't pick up on. They're sensitive. They're aesthetic. They're idealistic. They want things the way they should be. And that's one of the hardest things to deal with because nothing's ideal. They're loyal and they're self-sacrificing. If you have a perfectionist on your team, they're going to be the person that's going to be with you to the end. They're super loyal. And then the passive is calm. They're easygoing. They're dependable. They're efficient. They're conservative. They're diplomatic and they're humorous. So that's kind of like the strengths of them. So I wanted to kind of give you an idea. But remember, it's all about connection and it's all about relationship. And once you know the temperaments, you cannot be stopped. You'll know that, hey, when you build a company, this should be led first by a perfectionist, followed by a pusher, followed by the people person, followed by the passives. So if you're going to put them in order, that's kind of how you want it to flow. You want that top person to be perfectionist because they're always going to be looking for the details. The pusher is going to make sure whatever the agenda is pushed through. The people person is going to connect all the people together. And the passive is going to be one of the people that join the team because they're easygoing, they're adaptable. And that last group makes up 69% of all society. So it's very popular a form of studying theories, and it's very simple. And I really hope that you guys go to the next level because we're also this time next, I don't know when we're going to do it, but we're going to start just doing temperament training, because it's just, it's so easy to have people understand how to connect. So one thing I also want to do is talk about how 729, it's 729. The upcoming classes, and I'm just going to start doing 5. It doesn't make sense to do 9 and 10 and tell you about that. But basically, the next one is if I was a superhero. The one after that is how to find a solution every time. The next one is after that is 3 words that sum up every human being's history. The next one after that is the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and the last one is of the 5 is the 5 stages of a new leader. So please, thank you, Miss Karen. Thank you. Please like and share. Please put something on the Facebook if you understood it. Destiny Banks, thank you for coming on. I hope I didn't miss anything. You start getting information. I don't look up as much, so I hope I didn't miss anybody. But we really appreciate everybody coming on, everybody every week. And remember, we do the replay on Friday. If there was something you missed or you had connection problems, we had connection problems today. We had to change phones and do little things to get connected, but just know that there's going to always be a replay. You can always go to the We Must Elevate on Facebook and see it. So the 7:30, we promise to get you out on time. Thank you. Stephanie, she says she loves these sessions so much. Thank you so much. Our little closing phrase is be intentional, focus on growth, and elevate. Thanks for coming on, guys. Appreciate you.